the life of Sri Krishna is most inspiring, and we remember him as the Gita teacher, as the Lord of the Gopis. In so many ways, we remember him. But when we think of his life, we see that by the time he was 12 or 13 years old, he had gone to Mathura. And after that, he went to Ujjain and studied in under Swami who was a brilliant student. He studied well, and he would not have spent a very long time there, because he would have gone for his military training after that also. So during that time, while learning the Vedas, and he has made friends with Kuchela or Sudhaama. Now the story of Sudhaama and Sri Krishna, many people think it is an addition. It is not there in the Vishnu Purana, it is not there in the Mahabharata, at least as far as they say. But that really isn't any reason to believe that it did not happen, that he did not go there, that Sudhaama did not visit him. Ishwala's associate that attacked Dwarka. That is mentioned in the Mahabharata, but only in passing. Bhagavata mentions the Gopas and Gopis, Radha, and came and met him during the great eclipse at Kurukshetra. So one great scholar, he asked me, why is it that he just threw Radha aside and went, where he went there? So we had this discussion for some time. So he said, so I explained to him that Sathguru had told me. He had gone to Vrindavan many times. They have gone and seen him also. Though it was a long distance for them to have gone, but since he was coming to Delhi, he was coming often. He would have definitely have visited them, Sathguru said. And Sathguru said also another point. It is only the matters which are relevant to that teaching, whether it is the Bhagavatam or the Vishnu Purana or anything. It's only the matters which are relevant that are recited in the shlokas. All these are in this Mahabharata, all these things are recited by the storytellers in the king's presence. So in the Mahabharata, it is the story of the Bharata family, not the Adava family. And the Harivamsa and Vishnu Purana, Vishnu Purana deals only partially with Krishna Avatara. And Harivamsa is mainly about Hari, but very little about Sri Krishna, about his Bala Leelas. Because the main thing is his life as a teacher, as a prince, as a king. So that's why it has come. So we see Kuchela, a poor Brahmin, oriented towards study, oriented towards the worship of Bhagavan, of Mahavishnu, and very attached to Sri Krishna. So he goes there, he teaches. Among his students there, because he was Brahmana, he would have been having students, he would have probably been a Patsada, he was teaching. But he is very aligned to Sri Krishna all the time. So his wife says to him, go there, go and see Sri Krishna. Can he not help you? So he goes there to see Sri Krishna. And when he goes there, first he is not given entrance, then later he managed to see him. And when he sees him, he goes in and he is received by Bhagavan with all respect. And he is received with all respect, to the astonishment of everybody. But Sri Krishna is not doing this like many of our leaders today would do it, so that to show that he cares for poor people and unhappy people. But he is doing it for the sake of his friend, because he identified totally with the friend, and it was like himself coming. So Adi Shankara says that bhakti is greatest because at that time one is contemplating one's own Atma, and it's the most joyful experience. So similarly, for Bhagavan also, seeing the Bhakta is a joyful experience. So he looked after him and he kept him there. And all that he could offer was a little beaten rice, but which he knew Krishna liked. It is also possible that that is all he carried with him to eat on the way. He would have reconstituted water and eaten it. And that's all he had. So Sri Krishna accepted with great joy. And then he took one handful. Then he took another handful. Then Rukmini Devi stopped him and said, no, you don't have to give him any more. You take any more. Then, after much talk and all that, Sri Krishna finally, after many days, released his friend, who had to go back. So as he went back thinking about Sri Krishna. And he didn't ask him for anything because he was so absorbed in Krishna and talking with Krishna that the thought that he had come for a specific purpose to ask for money, to ask for help, all that had gone out of his mind. So his mind was totally focused to the extent, to the exclusion of everything else. Sadhguru's favorite word, to the exclusion of everything else. You must remember God, to the exclusion of everything else, he used to say. So, when he was thinking of Bhagavan to the exclusion of everything else, his Yogakshem also was excluded from the thinking. And when his Yogakshem was excluded, he was not able to think of anything else. What's remaining once you take off Yogakshem? What do we have in life? We are all the time thinking only of all these things. So, he lost nothing from Bhagavan. So Bhagavan gave him everything. When he went there, he found that Sri Krishna had built a house for him, made all arrangements for him, and provided him with all those things which he didn't ask. Traigunya, Vishaya Veda, Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna. The Vedas deal with the things pertaining to the three gunas, but move beyond those three gunas. Nirbandho, pairs, opposites, dvandas, which plague us. Here it was poverty and wealth, hunger, insatiety, all that is forgotten by him. Niryoga Kshema, Atmavan, be a lord of yourself, be absolutely self-controlled. Think you. How did Sudhaama become that? Sudhaama became like that through the contemplation of Bhagavan, through thinking of Bhagavan. So, when he became that, then Bhagavan's promise, those who think of me to the exclusion of everything else. Ye jana paripaste, those who worship us, me to the exclusion of everything else, he says. For such people, I give them the Tesham Nitya Abhiyukta, those people who are always established. Yogakshem, I give them Yogakshem. For such people, Yogakshem is given. Not for people who just say that they have surrendered. That is a wonderful thing about this Gita teaching, the yoga teaching given by Bhagavan. He said that there's no wasted effort. So, to the extent which you offer, to that extent you receive. To the extent that you do not offer, to that extent you do not receive also. You open your hands, he fills your hands. You clench your hand like that and don't offer to him. Where will he put it? Absolutely logical. Where will he put it? So, this also, we had that favorite story of Sri Krishna. Krishna was asking Yashoda Devi to give him butter. And she was busy and she refused to. But he went on asking. Then Yashoda Devi gave him butter. Then Balrama said, you are the person who goes about stealing butter. No. Why are you asking for butter? So Bhagavan said, look at my hands, they're so small. Look at Ma's hands, they're so big. If she gives me, I get much more than if I take for myself. Sudhaama didn't take for himself. So Bhagavan's hands, Sahasrabahu, he has 1,000 hands. He gave him and he gave him and he gave him and he gave all to him. So Bhagavan is there waiting to help him. But if we ask him for help, he'll only give us help. If we ask him for himself, he gives everything. Because he comes, he is everything. What's his name? His name is Sarva, everything. Arjuna says, Sarvam Samapnosis, Tatosi Sarva. Since you exist in everything, you are called Sarva. So, that is something which we should remember always and try and attain. This is what one person did, we can also do. We are not childhood friends of Sri Krishna. But throughout our childhoods, we have heard of Krishna. So we are not in such difficulties as Sudhaama. There's so much of distraction, so much of difficulties we don't have. So therefore, it should be easier for us to remember. Sri Krishna promised to, Sri Sathguru promised to, Narayana, Narayana.